Happy Monday morning, you all. How are you all doing? This is your girl, Shan. I am doing well. Had a blessed, restful, relaxed weekend. And I hope and pray the same for you all. So I'm going to go ahead and do my good old church announcement. Now listen, you all have to join us tonight for Marriage Mondays with the Kings. We are in a new marriage series that we started a few weeks ago. And tonight's show, so it's called the series is called The Marriage Meltdown. Can modern day marriages make it, basically? But tonight we're going to be focusing on the self-love revolution. Self-love revolution. And so with that being said, the question for tonight is too much self-love starting to hurt marriages? So join us tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on KRG and 98.5 FM The Rock. If you are in the listening local area, 98.5. If you have internet and you are national or international, you can go to mykrgn.com. And if you want to watch the show tonight, you can go to Marriage Mondays with the Kings YouTube channel. Now, what I want to speak about on this morning, it comes from, let me give you a little background. It comes from a lot of people saying that they do not know what their purpose is, right? And so I've often had conversation with individuals that say, Shan, I don't know why God created me. I don't know what my purpose is walking on this earth and things like that. I've prayed to God, or I've had others that told me I am called to do this, or I am called to do that. Let me share something with you. Be very careful unless God gives you confirmation to kind of take in when people say God called you to be this, God called you to be that. And you know, doggone good and well in your spirit, God hasn't, because what that does is that makes you question yourself. And like, really? Did God really call me to do that? Oh, I'm not walking in that, so I'm not good enough. Make sure that you seek God. So this morning, walk in your passion. Good morning, beautiful. Walk in your passion. This is the thing. I was having a conversation with one of my coworkers, right? And we were speaking about the same thing. He's a saved man of God. And we were talking about, passion and how sometimes we'll get these jobs and we like, oh, man, I don't want to go into today. It's perfect. It's a Monday, right? Oh, I don't want to go in today. Oh, I don't want to deal with these people. Oh, I don't know. Why are you on the job? Okay. Why are you there? Is it just for the money so your bills can get paid? What is your passion? That's why I'm bringing this up. Because guess what? Me and my husband, we only deal with individuals, especially when it comes to, we support small businesses. Y'all know that. But we only deal with individuals who are passionate about their gift. Think about that. Because we receive the best customer service when we deal with individuals who are passionate about their gift. Case in point, me and my daughter's hairstylist, baby, because guess what I'm not gonna have, and some of you all had as an example, is somebody who's yanking and pulling on your hair and tossing your head this way and tossing it that. Wait a minute, because somebody who is passionate about doing hair is going to understand that you need to take care. You see what I'm saying? Our photographer, for example, our family photographer and team, amazing. If that joker could hang up, I said all the time, upside down from a tree to get the perfect shot, that's what he's gonna do. And his teammate gonna be right there getting all the angles. Deal with individuals who are passionate about their gift. That's why people sit up here and get mad when you go out to eat and all this other kind of stuff. Or you got people, for example, I was just having this conversation that's in the healthcare field. Now, I miss being in direct patient care. I really do, because my passion is to help, but I couldn't deal with the toxicity. So a lot of people who are passionate about the field are leaving the field and they're going to do something else because of the political, tomfoolery. Let me say that. Okay. So with that being said, Shan, why are you speaking about this on this morning? I'm speaking to those who say, I do not know why God called me, what he called me to do, what he called me to be. You know, why am I so angry? I went to school. I was supposed to be a nurse. I was supposed to be a pastor. But is that what God called you to do? Okay. God might have called you. And I say this a lot of times when it comes to being followers of Christ. We call ourselves Christians. And when it comes to operating in the building, okay, and I gotta go do this, and I got if my God can make a rock cry out, I don't have to go do all these criteria when it comes to man to operate in what God, my purpose that God has called me to operate in. A lot of us don't know our purpose because we don't follow our passion. And a lot of us is following coin. Okay. We following, I went to school for 10 to 12 years to be a medical doctor and went through my residency and all the different things because you were following coin. But did God call you to be a medical doctor? Or is that what your parents wanted you to do? Did God call you to be a nurse? Or is that what your grandmama wanted you to do? Why are you doing what you're doing now? Is it because it's God? Is it because it's self? Or is it because it's others? So for those of you who say, I don't know what my purpose is, ask yourself, what are you passionate about? You could be an individual that's passionate about doing makeup. And reason being, maybe you ran across somebody or had a conversation with a lady on the plane, and she may have, I forget the name of it, but when the skin is, how did I forget that? The skin is discolored. Or you may have sat next to someone who has low self-esteem and you encourage them on that plane. That's what God called you to do. Do it. I tell people all the time, when you follow your passion, which leads to your purpose, the money's going to follow you. So why are you tripping? Okay. I guess that's how I end up being a counselor. Because I always encourage others, and people have always been comfortable with telling me their business. I didn't choose to be a counselor. I didn't choose to be any of the titles that I had in the church while I was in the building. God called me, but some of those things, man appointed me and said it was God so they could get personal gain. That's why I say be careful. So when you go to God and you're trying to figure out what your purpose is, why God has placed you on this earth and everything like that, God, this don't make no sense. I'm 60, 65 years old and I don't even know what you call me to do. Each one of us, you are so right, sis. Each one of us have a gift. Each one of us, and stop letting other people tell you what your gift is. Your gift God has placed inside of you, and you are ordained. Only you are ordained to do what God has called you to do. Okay, but we running after approval from man. Let me tell you something. When God start plucking me and my husband out of situations, even though sometimes it hurt because we have a heart to help people, and he start plucking us out and he set our tail down, and we ain't had no choice but to sit there and be like, like we said in the counseling field, we had to sit in it. And be like, okay, God, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I was so mad at God. God, why you don't have me in this? And why you say we had to sit down from that? Now I see all these years later. And that's another thing. When you follow your passion versus what other people tell you that your purpose is, do you not know that God will save you from some tomfoolery? God will save you from some things. Have you ever had, and I'm gonna try to make it plain. Say you was on, you like, oh shoot, I gotta be at work. Oh my God, I'm about to be late. And usually you be driving like a daredevil, about to run over people. Get out my way because I'm about to be late at work. But just one day you gets up and God have it where you can't find your keys or you can't find your cell phone, and you running around and you frustrated because, oh my God, I'm going to be late. And that same route that you take to work every day and you come home on every day, you see a real bad accident where it's apparent that somebody lost their life. Do you continue to be mad, like get out the way? Or do you say, God, I thank you for keeping me and protecting me? God, I thank you that I couldn't find my keys and my cell phone on this morning, God, because that could have been me. That person laying on the ground with that sheet over them could have been me. When you follow your passion, when you follow your passion, I'm telling you, as you can tell, I'm very passionate about this. Follow your passion and quit letting other people tell you what your purpose is and what God has called you to do. You do not go to people to find out your purpose. You should be going to God. Okay? And you do not allow anybody to stifle that passion in my heart. I believe this with all that's within me. Your passion equals your purpose in which you're going to operate in your God-given gift. Let me say that one more time. Whatever your passion is, it equals your purpose, which means you're going to walk in your God-given gift. A lot of us are so frustrated and we like to heck with it because we feel like we're so old and we don't know what our purpose is. We don't know what God called us to do. Allow yourself to fall back from some of the people that you got around you. Step one. Okay? Step one. Actually, step one is continuing to see God. Step two is fall back because you probably around some people, and as nice as they may be, their season may be expired, baby. Their season may be up. Don't be trying to let people stay around you like some of us black people do. You know, like how you keep that seasoning in the cabinet and it's got an expiration date and expired like 3 years ago. The season may, the food may still have a little bit of flavor, but it doesn't have the whole roll. It doesn't taste as robust as it did when you first bought that seasoning. You see what I'm saying? Some of the individuals that you are allowing yourself to be separated and you may surrounded by, and you may be that individual, is you are lessening the full robust taste that an individual could have. Okay? Because your seasoning has expired. All right? I'm trying to make it make sense. So if you're questioning and you have been praying and saying, God, what is my purpose? And I'm going to tell you this. Let me say this. This is what I'm about to say is not going to be very popular. But I'm telling you, I've seen it over and over again. It is the truth. You may be in a relationship with someone, and I mean, it may be your spouse, maybe not. It's that you are starting to be in a place with God and say, God, I want to line up with your purpose for my life. Why you created me. You know you have a gift. That God, we all have a gift. We are many members of one body. God has called us to do something. We're gifted. And what it is because we're afraid to fully operate in that gift because of what people may say about us, what man may say about us. We don't operate in our gift. And we go straight to the grave without fulfilling our purpose of why God created us to be on this earth. And we very well may be married to someone that we're starting to operate in our gift and they're starting to stay stagnant. And it's a pulling. It feels like you're being weighed down and you don't understand why. You might want to see God. And if that be the reason, you can't say, now, oh Lord, I'm getting into people's business early this morning. Please stop going around saying that God blessed me with this man or this woman, you know, doggone good and well that God didn't. Because that person that God did not bless you with may very well be the assignment of what is keeping you from walking out your purpose. But baby, you're not ready to hear that on this morning. Okay, I done got all up in some folk business. Take it to the Lord in prayer. Don't come for me. That's all I got to say. So, are you walking in your purpose? Is the first question that I want you to ask. Your God-given purpose. Ask yourself. Number two, if you're not walking in your purpose, do you even know what your passion is? Okay. I love when God allowed me to be around individuals or I'm walking in my gift and my purpose. I'm walking out what God has called me. And this is another key telltale. So you got a telltale sign. So you got people that's around you. And every time, I talk about this all the time, every time you leave their presence, you don't feel lifted up. You don't feel like an iron sharpening iron exchange just taking place. What you probably feel is they're always pulling from you. I don't care if it's family, friend, church member, organizational member, whatever. You might want to see God and just fall back for a season. Because when God plugged me and my husband out of some things, and I kind of felt like, well, I got to be in a timeout corner. Why am I on punishment? I'm not going to lie. I was so mad at God. And God was just like, shh. Just watch and listen. Watch and listen. People that I thought was this was not, and I'm not judging. People that I thought was iron sharpeneth iron was not, because guess what? A person can only fake for so long before the truth comes through. Y'all ain't ready for that this morning. A person can only fake. You may be that person. You can only fake for so long before the truth come out. And don't y'all find it funny that people who've been a faker and faking for so long, once the truth come out, and so they don't look bad. Now they don't even own their stuff, so they won't look bad. They start blaming it on everybody else around them. That's why God plucks us. That's why the word of God says, it talks about the wheat and the tare, how things are going to be separated. And a lot of us are not allowing ourselves to be separated when God tells us to separate. And then we wonder why we're going through hell. We wonder why we're going through hell in our marriage, because God told us to leave that job a long time ago. We wonder why we're going through with our children, because God told us to leave that man or that woman that he did not ordain us to marry. And when we sit up here and y'all know marriage is me and my husband's passion. That's what God called us to do. We didn't ask to be a part of KRG and 98.5 FM. We didn't ask to be radio personalities. We didn't ask to be counselors. God said move. And for those of you who can understand, especially when you operate in the spiritual, and I ain't talking about holy it now, oh, you hasha, baby, that goes out the window. Ain't nobody impressed by that foolishness no more. Ain't nobody, okay, you done been practicing on how to speak in tongues so that a way you can perform in church. Baby, people are starting to recognize prophetic, which is God, and performance, okay? People are starting to recognize that. But see, when our tomfoolery come to its end, because anything that the enemy operates in, meaning the devil, anything that the enemy operates in got to come to an end. Okay? We have to understand that. So we set up here and we up here performing. That's why I'm not going to lie to you. Why am I going here? Okay, God, I'm going to be obedient. That's why I can't lie to you. Some of these ministries I walk in, I'll be like, not that I'm looking for perfection, but I know God says this is not it. Daughter, son, daughter, this ain't it. Let me show you why. Really, God? So, too many of us are following after those who are performing instead of those who are passionate. My hairstylist, baby, is passionate. You hear me? She will get on your butt if she did work to grow your hair, and then you come back and your stuff looking like juices and berries. Baby, she gonna get with you. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, our photographer is passionate. Thank you, God, for surrounding the kings with individuals who are passionate, who are walking in a purpose. Therefore, they are carrying out the gifts of God. So I want you to look at 1, 2, and 3. If 1 and 2 ain't equaling 3, you might want to fall back and do some evaluation. Okay. If you see that you're not walking in purpose, baby, you better check on that passion. God, okay, let me sit down. Because guess what? What I know, God will talk to you anytime, but even more so when you're in a quiet place. When you stop allowing your mind to think. That's why they're keeping us busy in this world. We got to run. Baby, the pandemic where we had to get somewhere and sit down. Where we was locked down, we couldn't go outside and play. Some people was losing their rabbit behind minds. And them 9 times out of 10 were the people that wasn't really operating in their purpose. Okay? Ouch. Just say ouch, baby. Don't come for me. Okay? You can't even stay at home with your husband or your wife. You can't stay home with your own doggone kids that you gave birth to. You got to ask yourself, baby, because let me tell you, the Kings, it was weird. It was weird, just like it was weird for y'all, baby. It was weird. But, baby, we had a funky good time. You heard me? Baby, we was playing, cornhole, the toss in the backyard. Baby, we was out on the back porch. We had started a whole garden. That's what we was doing in the King's household. We loved it. We caught up on all the Netflixing and chilling and everything. Because guess what? We're sitting in where we're supposed to be sitting. But when your environment, you can't even stand still and know that I am God. Be still, know that I am God. We can't even be still to even recognize that it's God. And then we sitting up here complaining, baby, you can't even sit still in traffic. Just say ouch. You complaining. Baby, I crank that music up and I get to dancing. You hear me? I'm not gonna lie. The people around me just mad. Baby, I'm looking at them dancing. Every little step I take. I'm not gonna lie. Just Bobby and all of them. You see? No. So if you can't sit in quiet with yourself, grab a book and test yourself. If you can't sit there and read the book because you got to grab for your phone, because you got to stay busy all the time, 9 times out of 10, you're probably not walking in your purpose. Who? Because God talks to us in a quiet place. What Jesus do? He left the homies and y'all chill over here. I got to go speak to God in a quiet place. We give God like a 5-minute prayer. We don't even get into our Bible. We go to YouTube and we see what somebody is telling us, and 9 times out of 10, what they're telling us is wrong. Okay? Because we don't know the word for ourselves, and it's not in our heart to be like, what you say? The woman with the issue of blood for 50 years? How's that even possible? So check yourself before you wreck yourself. All right? Check yourself and ask yourself, am I walking in my purpose? And this is the last thing I'm going to say. This is my third closing, even though I didn't announce the first 2. When you are walking in your purpose, you're not afraid to be called home from this earth. Baby, I done been through more than most people by the age of 20, 25 years old than most people have been through in their lifetime. But because I've walked out my purpose and I'm walking in my purpose, when God called me home, he called me home because I feel like my purpose is fulfilled. I'm not scared. You see what I'm saying? But for those who are not walking in their purpose, they would be scared of something like that. Not me. Because you're walking in your purpose. So quit chasing after what and doing what everybody else tell you to do. Okay? Telling you what you're supposed to be. I don't give a dog if it's the pastor in your church. That hurts some of the church folks right up in here. I know. I don't care. The pastor in your church is not God, baby. Okay? Quit running after these titles and you're doing backflips and dumpster diving for the pastor's Bible for a title. Because you're walking in what they want you to do. But is it what God told you to do? Because when God places something in your heart, anything that man say, unless they operating of the devil, is going to line up with what God told you that he wants you to do. You will feel it. And those of you who know, you know. It's something you feel and you just looking. You ain't never told this person. And out their mouth, they have spoke what God has put inside of you. That's when it lines up. But a lot of us are big mad right now at the age that we are and complaining. All we do is complain because we're truly not walking in our purpose. Because when you do, and I used to be people, I wasn't always perfect, but mad, cussing, everything. I don't even have to come out of character anymore because I'm walking in my purpose. Now, I ain't gonna sit up here act like I'm perfect. I'm not. Because, baby, y'all already know, don't mess with my husband and my kids. And then y'all got to pray for me. Purpose, passion, and God's gift. Is it all aligning in your life? If not, fall back and just spend time with God. Get in God's word. Keep your mouth shut. Listen and just watch. And God will tell you, you need to separate yourself from this for a season. This person you no longer need to be around. He may even tell you, I didn't tell you to marry the person that you married to in the first place. And remember, me and my husband advocate. We're strong advocates for marriage. But a lot of people got in marriages that God did not tell you to get in. You did it for convenience, not for the glory of God. So join us tonight, Marriage Mondays with the Kings, as we continue on with the Marriage Meltdown series that we've been doing with the focus of tonight's show. I think it's self-love revelation is tonight's topic. And is too much self-love starting to harm marriages and relationships? Join us tonight, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on KRGN 98.5 FM The Rock. You can listen to the show by going to my KRGN if you're not in the Central Texas area. And if you want to watch the show, head on over to our YouTube channel tonight at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, Marriage Mondays with the Kings. So y'all have a blessed week. Don't let anybody steal your joy. Be a blessing and not a curse. Share this because it's free. Because I'm telling you, while you was listening to it, if it wasn't yourself, it was about 2 or 3 people that came to mind. You ain't got to confront them with anything. Baby, just hit share. Because nosy people be all up on your page, okay? So y'all have a blessed week. Your girl Shannon be back with you next week with whatever it is that God places on my heart. So God bless you and blessings to you.